Xin chào các bạn, mình là Phút đọc sách. Hôm nay mình sẽ đọc truyện What If. Everybody jump. What would happen if everyone on Earth stood as close to each other as they could and jumped, everyone landing on the same ground at the same instant? This is one of the most popular questions submitted through my website. It's been examined before, including by science blogs and The Straight Dope. They cover the kinetics as well. However, they don't tell the whole story. Let's take closer a look. At the start of the scenario, the entire Earth's population has been magically transported together into one place. The crowd takes up an area the size of Rhode Island, but there's no reason to use the vague phrase an area the size of Rhode Island. This is our scenario. We can be specific. They're actually in Rhode Island. At a stroke of noon, everybody jumps. As discussed elsewhere, it doesn't really affect the planet. Earth outweighs us by a factor of over 10 trillion. On average, we, humans, can vertically jump maybe half a meter on a good day. Even if the Earth were rigid and responded instantly, it would be pushed down by less than an atom's whiz. Next, everyone falls back on the ground. Technically, this deserves a lot of energy into the Earth, but it's spread out over a large enough area so that it doesn't do much more than leave footprints in a lot of gardens. A slight pulse of pressure spreads through the North American continental crust and dissipates with a little effect. The sound of all of this feet hitting the ground creates a loud, drawn-out roar lasting many seconds. Seconds pass. Everyone looked around. There are a lot of uncomfortable glances. Someone coughs. A cell phone comes out of the pocket. Within seconds, the rest of the world's 5 billion phones follow. All of them, even those committable with a region's tower, are displaying some version of no signal. The cell's network have all collapsed under the unprecedented load. Outside Rhode Island, a bandit missionary began grinding to a halt. At TF Green Airport in Warwick, Rhode Island, handles a few thousand passengers a day. Assuming they got things organized, including sending out scouting missions to receive fuel, they could run at 500% capacity for years without making a dent in the crowd. The addition of all the nearby airports doesn't change the equation much, nor does the region's light rail system. Crowds climb on board container ships in the deep water ports of Providence, but stocking efficient food and water for a long sea voyage proves a challenge. Rhode Island's half-million cars are familiar. Moments later, 195, 195, and 295 becomes the sites of the largest traffic jam in the history of the planet. Most of the cars are engulfed by the crowds, but a lucky few get out and begin wandering the abandoned road network. Some make it past New York or Boston before running out of fuel. Since the electricity is probably not on at this point, rather than find a working gas pump, it's easier to just abandon the car and steal a new one. Who can stop you? All the cops are in Rhode Island. The edge of the crowds spread outward into southern Massachusetts and Connecticut. Any two people who meet are unlikely to have the luggage in common, and almost nobody knows the area. The state becomes a chaotic patchwork and cohaling and collapsing social hierarchies. Violence is common. Everybody is hungry and thirsty. Grocery stores are emptied. Fresh water is hard to come by because there's no efficient system for disturbing it. Within weeks, Rhode Island is a graveyard of billions. The survivors spread around and cross the face of the world and struggle to build a new civilization atop the pristine ruins of the old. Our species staggers on, but our population has been greatly reduced. Earth's orbit is completely unaffected. It spins along exactly as it did before our species' wide jump. But at least now we know. Tôi đã đọc xong phần đọc của tôi. Cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã lắng nghe.